Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Nabihu wa astainu wa astadihi wa astaghfiruh. Wa umminu bihi jalla. Wa ala wa la akfuru. Wa ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. As-Sabiqun bil-huda wa dinil haqq. لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُشْرِكُونَ. All praise belongs to Allah. We praise Him, we seek His help, His assistance, and His guidance. We believe in Him and do not disbelieve in Him. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His servant and messenger. Allah sent Him, that is Muhammad, with Deen al-Haq, the religion, the way, the methodology of truth. And this way of life known as Islam will rise to its proper position in this world, whether the mushriks like it or not. Alhamdulillah, we welcome the believers here today. This is like a pre-Ramadan program. Pre-Ramadan means that we want to get physically, psychologically, and spiritually ready for the month that's coming. And I'm sure most of us have been preparing for this month ever since the middle of like Nisfu Shaban, the 15th of Shaban. So we'll start by reading an ayat. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam kama kutiba alladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. O you believe, fasting is prescribed to you as it was prescribed to those before you, that you may learn self-restraint, that is self-restraint, self-discipline, and self-control. So fasting is prescribed for us and min qablikum for those before us. So fasting is not new to Islam, to religion. But fasting has been a part of almost all religions except maybe Confucianism. Because even in Zoroastrianism, the priests were commanded to do at least 5 fasts a year. Now, the Bible, of course, it talks about fasting. But then when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy faces. That's in Matthew. The Bible talked about the hypocrites when they fast. They used to wear sackcloth and ashes and look all sad, because see, for them, no, that was the frequency of fasting was related in many places in the Bible. Even Paul fasted, believe it or not. Although Paul had a dream while he was in the penitentiary with people eating pigs, this is why all of a sudden, remember, Christianity started off as Judaism. Jesus is a Jew, and it started off normally all the fasts. Remember, even Jesus, Isa alayhi salam fasted 40 days and 40 nights. This is where the discussion man don't live on bread alone. Because the shaitan kept coming to him and say, hey man, if you be bad as you're supposed to be, then turn the stone into bread. Man don't live on bread alone. All of those things was related to him from the Torah. That's what he followed. Now here come Paul. I'll get off this subject in a minute, but Paul is in jail, and Paul is now in Greek land, in Roman land. You know, all the books in the New Testament, Corinthians, and all of those cities in Greece. Now see, remember, most of Jesus' followers have moved out of Palestine, and these disciples, they going all over everywhere else. Because the Jews not paying no attention to all of that. And you know, haram, the hog is haram for the Jew, just like it is for all of us. But Paul said he had a vision of people eating pigs. He had a vision. Didn't get no command from God or nothing like that. And off they was to the races. Remember when we was kids, see, Christianity has, they used to didn't eat meat on Friday. So they would eat fish. Now to us, that's not a fast. Or they have fasts still in Christianity like a juice fast. Because they'll ask you, oh, you don't even have any juice or crackers? Yeah, what about juice and crackers? No, you can't have nothing. You can't take nothing in. You can't, what you mean, juice and crackers? That's food. Right? That's the way we look at it, because we have the Ramadan fast. Okay. Their fast had a lot to do with atonement. It had a lot to do with misery and certain special days. When the Prophet ﷺ came to Al-Medina, you know, he saw the Jews fasting. And he said, well, what day they fasted for? He said, because they was brought out of bondage on that day, right? And so they fast that day. Now in Judaism, they have many days. The attack on Jerusalem, the conquest of Jerusalem, the subjugation of Judea, those are all days they fast on. As it says, all of them become regular fasting days, commemorating the siege of Jerusalem, the capture, and the destruction of the temple, and the assassination of Jedediah. So the Jews have many fasts, but they're related to atonement, and they're related to usually sad events. The only happy event is when they was when Musa brought them across the sea. So that's why in the New Testament it says, don't fast like the hypocrites, like the Jews of those times. They wear sackcloth and ashes and they're all sad. He said, wash your faces. That's why it said in the New Testament, wash your faces. Don't go around looking all ugly and everything. They fast for the relief of sickness and to try to do away with all kind of afflictions. Musa fasted for his sister Miriam so that she might overcome certain sicknesses and what have you. So for them, that was the purpose of fasting. That's why the Quran, the ayats that I read, Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu kutiba alaykum as-siyam. Fasting was prescribed for you, and was min qablikum is before. So Muslims aren't the first one to fast. In fact, we just said that I think that Confucianism is one of the only religions. Technically, that's not a religion, I don't think. think. It's a way of life. There's a lot of stuff hooked up in it. Anyway, that's the only one that, from our research that we found that didn't have fasting involved. So it also was to appease an angry God. You know, God is angry at everybody. So we're going to fast, you know, and do all of that to appease an angry God. An introduction in its place, regular continuous fasting, irrespective of condition of individual or the nation, as it means, like prayer, to the development of the inner faculties of man. Now here comes fasting for you, as it was prescribed for those before. Prescription, a written prescription, like going to a doctor and getting a prescription, right? He writes you a prescription and prescribes the medicine. Fasting is written for you. Kutub alaykum min qablikum. Fasting is prescribed for you as it was prescribed for those before. It was written for you as a prescription to solve certain problems in the human, and for human perfection, which we'll get to in a little while. Ramadan, the month of Ramadan, I mentioned only as an alternative to an act of charity, such as the feeding of the poor, freeing of the slave. Fasting as an institution is here made a spiritual, moral, and physical discipline. See, remember now, they was fasting not as a spiritual discipline, not as a moral discipline, but only to please an angry God, to, oh, this sad thing happened. Everything involved with most other people related to some type of sadness. Let's say 80–90% of it. But now Islam comes and it changes the whole, it made the motives for fasting clear. By making the institution permanent, all ideas of distress, affliction, and sin are disassociated from it, while the true object is made plain, which is that you may guard tatakun. The word itikaf from tatakun is derived, means guarding a thing like mutaki. Taqwa. That you guard a thing, that's what it means, that you guard a thing and you protect it. Ibn Abbas, radiallahu anhu, who was asked, what is this taqwa all about? He said, if you're in a rocky, thorny, dangerous place, what would you do? He said, I would draw my clothing close to me and walk very carefully. He said, that's what taqwa is. Guarding, protecting, and safeguarding your religion, mainly by avoiding not only the things that are haram and prohibited, but things that are suspect. You're just going to guard and protect just in case your religion. Guarding a thing from what harms or injures it, or the guarding of the self against that which the evil consequences are feared. So anything where evil consequences is feared. Speaking of Ramadan, the Holy Quran especially refers to nearness to Allah, as if its attainment were an aim in fasting. Then adds, so they should answer my call in fasting and believe in me, so that they may find the way that is to me. That's in Ayat 286, 186. The Hadith 2 special stress is laid on the fact that seeking of divine pleasure should be the ultimate object of fasting. Whoever fasts during Ramadan, having faith in me and seeking my pleasure. The Prophet ﷺ said fasting is a shield. So the faster should not indulge in foul speech. So fasting is a protection. It guards you against evil. There's another thing here. When a new temptation comes, there's an inner voice. Allah is with you. For instance, we're fasting. It's reasonable now, but it's going to be up by the middle of fasting. You're going to be up in the 90s and hot, 100 degrees, right? And then you think of a nice glass of mango juice or something. Oh, it would be wonderful, right? And the Muslims that I know, it has no effect on them. Why? Because fasting is not to appease the angry God. Fasting is for Allah. See, don't nobody know you fasting but you and Allah. Why? Allah sees me. And even people that run around and act not a fool or anything like that, all year round, all year long, but then Ramadan comes, they get a little boost, and they actually fast. You know, so fasting has many assets. First of all, morally and ethically, you know that when you fast, Allah sees you. Allah knows that you're fasting. So that means that can boost your ethics up